Coffee Break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I am super excited because I'm going to review, by the way, I have the rainy day hair, and I have the rainy day hair because it is pouring rain outside, like rain boot status. I get very excited when I get to wear my rain boots because I don't get to wear them often. So, let's see, that's my manual focus. I'm excited because I'm gonna review, or I guess give you my thoughts. I hate to say review because, you know, we all have different opinions and stuff. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the new Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Powder Foundation and the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. These products came out less than a month ago. I bought them when they first came out online, but they're going to be available anywhere that you can buy Urban Decay, like Sephora. So I was very excited because my #1 holy grail foundation, if I could only use one foundation for the rest of my life, it would be the liquid foundation, the Naked Skin Ultra Definition Liquid Foundation. So when I heard that a powder foundation was going to come out and a concealer, you guys know how I feel about Panda concealer. I got really, really excited. But I was nervous because whenever they launch things online first, I'm like, oh, so how do I know what to order? You know, like which color am I gonna get? If I can't test it or swatch it, I get really nervous. I don't know what's gonna match me or whatever. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna wing it and figure it out and just I'll try my best. And I just assumed that because the liquid foundations come in number denominations, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but these come in like 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, and all of the .0s are neutral, a little yellow. I would say they're more yellow or warm. And then the .5s are cool toned or pinkish. So I'm in 3.0 and I just assumed, okay, I'll just get the 3.0 powder foundation. But it doesn't come in numbers, it comes in names. And names always make me nervous because you could get golden beige in one brand and it's not gonna be the same golden beige in a different brand. So I was like, oh, what should I do? Anyway, long story short, I guessed right, which is awesome, but I don't know if everyone will be that lucky. So anyway, the powder foundation's claims, or rather, the powder foundation comes in packaging like this. When you open it up, it comes in a little protective baggie. I don't know why they're doing this now. I know their regular, like their setting powder, also comes in little baggies like this. I mean, once I take it out, it never goes back in here again. I think it's a cute touch. It makes it seem a little bit more luxury, but you know, don't give me the bag and take like $3 off the price and I would be happy. So this foundation comes in 14 different shades. Claims of this foundation are that it's weightless, buildable coverage, luminous, and demi-matte. So it's supposed to have like a special formula where it gives you a good enough coverage to give you coverage, but still make you look natural and reflect light. I was a powder foundation fan before I became a liquid foundation fan. The idea of liquid foundation was always unsettling for me. So for like 10 years, I used MAC's Studio Fix. It's basically a powder foundation. And I mean, this stuff covers your deepest, darkest thought. It is a legit intense coverage powder foundation. I started to notice that it would give me more coverage than I wanted. I didn't really have a choice in how much coverage I would get. It was always like full-blown full coverage because of the way that I would apply it with a sponge. So I ventured out and started to use liquid foundations, and ever since then I haven't looked back. I still like to know or be aware of powder foundations because I love the finish that they give, and if you tend to be a person that likes full coverage or needs full coverage and has a more oilier complexion, powder foundations hold up a lot better because they absorb the oil once it comes to the surface. So when I heard about this foundation coming out, I got really excited because I just imagined that it was going to be an intense, heavy-duty, full coverage powder foundation like this one from MAC. But actually, I was quite pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that it gave me the results that I thought it needed to give me the first time I used it. Because in my mind, I had the idea that powder foundations should just be super duty, full coverage, and powder, like a heavy duty layer of powder that covers and, you know, keeps you shine free. That's the idea that I've always had about powders. But this powder, I was like, those are a lot of claims. I thought to myself when I read the claims on the box, you know how I'm very eager beaver, so I broke into it and I put it on and I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. And so once I read the claims on the box and what it's actually supposed to do, I was even more confused because I thought, how is a powder foundation supposed to be medium coverage, give you a natural appearance, but only even out your skin tone? I was like, how does that even, how is it medium coverage, evens out your skin tone, reflects light, HD quality? Like, I was like, I don't know about it. I don't know how I feel about all this. So basically, it's a very, 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 very thin powder. And when you apply it with a brush as a setting powder, it's magical unicorn baby tears. I mean, amazing. As a setting powder with a brush, it's absolutely amazing. As a powder foundation, it's just as amazing. I mean, this is almost like a multi-use powder. If you're someone that doesn't want to have a specific setting powder, a specific blotting powder, a specific foundation in powder form, this is kind of one of those powders that could do all of those things depending on how you decide to use it. So if you use it with the sponge that it comes with, one of these really nice, you know, makeup sponges, and you apply it, it gives you foundation coverage. It'll cover, it'll give you a really nice finish, and I mean, it's awesome. If you use it with a brush as a setting powder, it is such a beautiful finish. In fact, when I wore it in combination with my Naked Skin liquid foundation, and I used that as a setting powder. I couldn't stop looking at my reflection. I would look and I would think, what foundation am I wearing today? And then I would remember I was wearing that combination. What foundation am I wearing today? And then I would remember. And it was just such a, it was so obvious that what I was looking at was pleasant to me, because there are some foundations where you look in the mirror and you remember exactly what foundation you're wearing, or what powder, or what bronzer, or whatever. You remember exactly what you're wearing. With this one, I was like, damn, what's up with my face? Whatever's on there, I need to do it again. And it was that combination. It was the powder foundation with the liquid foundation. Albeit, you're not supposed to stack foundation on foundation, but it's one of these combinations that gives you a flawless face without ever at all, not even 1 second, feeling cakey. So the foundation is pretty awesome if you ask me. I don't think it would be a foundation that covers, you know, someone that really wants heavy duty full coverage, but it is definitely a really good everyday powder foundation. So it does come in 14 different shades and it costs $36. So it is a little pricey, but it is a high-end foundation or mid-range, however you want to consider that. For me, it's high-end. And it does come with a $36 price tag, so that's something to consider. I would definitely say wait until you're able to swatch it so that you could find a color that's really right for you. And for reference, I'm in the color Light Warm. Now let's talk about the concealer. When I heard that Urban Decay was coming out with a concealer besides the crayon concealer that they already have, I got really excited. This is a concealer that comes in 8 different shades and it is $28. 8 different shades, $28. The color that I bought was Light Warm, same as the foundation, Light Warm. It's so weird how it worked out that way. But for the concealer, I really wasn't sure what color to buy, because some concealer manufacturers have their salmon color concealers for like under eye circles or correctors, and then other manufacturers make them for highlighting or for brightening areas of the face. So I was like, what kind of concealer will this be? I read a couple of blog posts of people that got this as PR before the release date, and everyone said that it oxidized 1 shade darker, but everyone was really happy with it. I do have to agree with all the claims. It is definitely weightless. It is definitely complete full coverage. It doesn't crease, it's not heavy. The texture of it kind of reminds me of the concealers from NARS, like the creamy concealers. That's kind of what the texture reminds me of, and it has that flat type of like felt applicator, you know, like a doe foot, but the ones that are flat, and so you have two sides to them. So I just use one swipe on one eye and then flip it over and use the other swipe on the other eye. These do tend to be a little bit more yellow. I did not notice any oxidation on my eyes, and I don't typically notice oxidation from any products, so I don't know if oxidation is connected to the type of skin that you have or pH balance. So I didn't notice that one shade oxidation that I have heard from other bloggers, but it does run very light. So they do run very light. So I'm guessing that the primary purpose of this concealer is to highlight, because it tends to be the trend that's going on with concealers right now. But if I am going for a really natural look and I just kind of want to gently cover up my under eyes, I can't use this product because it is extremely, extremely light. It really, I mean, it's really light. So I can't really use it for that. I'm a little scared to go for a shade darker because I think with only 8 shades in the range, it'll probably be too dark. So I love the texture, I love the finish, I love that it doesn't crease. It's very lightweight and creamy. But again, I don't consider this a concealer that would be very friendly for like really quick makeup application, or if you're not going to do a full face. I think this would be more suited for doing the whole Kim Kardashian situation. But I mean, I really like the concealer, so I'm very eager to wait for these to come out in stores so that I could see the next couple of shades, and maybe I'll be able to find a concealer that's more similar to my skin tone so that I could use it on a more leisurely basis or when I'm not going to do a full face. Last thing that I want to show you guys is this product up against two of my other favorite powder foundations. Now, even though this is a lightweight powder, and I told you that it doesn't feel like a heavy-duty powder foundation, it is buildable. And so if you take the time to build it, or use the sponge that it comes with, or any other, you know, appropriate cosmetic sponge, you can yield the same results as one of these other powder foundations that don't have the technology that this one has, of kind of softening the fine lines or blurring fine lines and making your face look a lot more flawless. So here on my arm, what I did was a really heavy swatch of my favorite liquid liner. It's waterproof liquid liner from Gerard Cosmetics. And I swatched my 3 favorite powder foundations. I wanted to show you guys what they look like on my wrist, and you can see that they all cover the same amount on this black line. The reason I wanted to do a black line, just so that it could be a lot more obvious as to how much it actually covers. So you're obviously not gonna have a black line on your face, but if you do have a blemish or something that you want covered up, it's obviously gonna do the trick. First one here is Studio Fix from MAC. The one in the middle is Serenity and Scott Powder Foundation, and then the last one is the one from Urban Decay. So the results that you will yield will be about the same, except you have that the added quality of the technology that's going to make you look a lot more flawless. And it comes with the option of doing a really light layer, like a finishing powder, or layering it on and using a sponge and using it as your one product, or your one foundation product. So all in all, I'm really, really satisfied with the results that I got from the Naked Skin Concealer and Powder Foundation. Look out for those at your local Sephora. If you've tried it already, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I don't see this as like a wow product that's going to keep you matte all day long. It's supposed to give you a demi-matte finish, so I don't know if this would do very much for controlling your oil. You know, it doesn't feel like one of those products that's going to do oil control. It's not really matte. It just gives you a really flawless finish. So those tricks that oily complexions do, I would still say do them with this type of product. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, if you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye guys!